Let's dig in. So the report that I saw from Nate Taylor yesterday was if Humphries can't go, it'll be Joe Thuney potentially, which just tells you so much about the Wanya Morris thing. And I want to play some audio from today's press conference where it talks about Andy Reid. Based on the way he says the name Wanya Morris and like the hesitancy behind it, you could tell Wanya Morris is not going to be coming in anytime soon. But yeah, it seems like all signs point to Humphries starting on a Sunday night. And here is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes talking about DJ Humphries potentially being the guy. So here it is.
Andy, what's going to be the process of determining your left tackle for Sunday? What's the process this week?
Yeah, literally seeing what we can do at practice and how he feels and communication there. And I'm playing it day by day, so see how it all ends up. I think it's probably going to go that way throughout the week here. So
he will get snaps with the long.
Yeah, he took some snaps last week, but this will be faster for him. Last week was a short week, so this will be a better indicator. See where he's at.
Coach, will Thuney be your guy if
that's one of the options. Yeah, that's one of the options. Wanya, still in there too. So.
Coach, on the Humphries part of the equation, is that something you can, you're trying to ramp him up, get him in football shape as well, and he's obviously coming off the knee, but you've had to use multiple guys at left tackle, but is that something ideally you want to put him in and he's there for the whole game, or do you see a scenario where you can just kind of work in part-time?
Yeah, I think eventually you want to get somebody in there that does a good job. I mean, that's and really is can stay in there and be that guy. As we develop the young guys, you're going to have some hiccups. So we know that. We knew that going in. But, we'll see. See if DJ can do that, he can do it. And then if he can't, he can't. So, see how it goes.
How challenging is it to do that at this time of year with a guy who hasn't been part of your system and you're not hitting as hard at practice and all that? It's just not ideal, I guess, but is it harder now?
Yeah, well, listen, I mean, two of those three are veteran guys that we have an option to put in there. So you're kind of banking on that. I mean, Joe hasn't had a bunch of snaps there either. Wanya and Kingsley have taken most of the snaps, so and DJ hasn't played. So other than the X number of years before this, and 9 years or 10 years before this, so we're banking on that part of it with a couple of those guys. That veteran part of it can step in there and take care of it.
You had a chance to watch DJ work a little bit here. What are your initial impressions of him?
Yeah, I mean, you see how talented he is. I mean, the physical gifts are there. It's been cool to watch him interact with other guys, too. I mean, you can tell he's smart. I mean, he's willing to teach guys, which is big in that room. We got a lot of young guys there. And so I've been very impressed, and I'm excited for him to get more and more work with more and more practice and hopefully be ready to go as soon as possible.
You're damn right you're excited to get him more reps. Pat is really excited about it. But I got to say, I don't know what you guys heard what I said, but Andy doesn't really answer the question. And I got to say, some of those questions, I'm not trying to dog some of the media guys here, but do you want your left tackle to come in and play the whole game? No shit, he wants that. Whoever the left tackle, Wanya wasn't supposed to get benched during that game, but he got benched. But, of course, Andy Reid wants the guy to be the guy for the whole game. What are you talking about? What kind of questions is that? But, yeah, DJ Humphries, if he takes a job and he looks good, DJ Humphries will be the guy. And another stat on DJ Humphries, Adam Best from Arrowhead Addict. DJ Humphries has averaged a 74.12 PFF pass blocking grade over the last 5 years. On the season, Wanya Morris has a 54.0 grade. Kingsley Sumatea has an even worse 33.2 grade. For reference, Donovan Smith was a 60.3 last season, but brought that up to a 66.4 in the playoffs. So, yeah, DJ Humphries, if he just is league average or what he was doing last 5 years, I think he'll be an improvement. But the fact they even asked him, do you want him to be the guy for the rest of the game, or is it do you have somebody else to come in? Like, what? Humphries is going to be the guy if he's going to be the guy. Andy doesn't want to go, have to bench somebody in mid-game. He doesn't want to do that. But, yeah, so what do you make of DJ Humphries coming in and being the guy this week?
So when we first signed Humphries, I predicted he would start his first game with the Chargers if he was ready. Seems like we're pushing him to be ready. You're ready, right? You're ready. We're probably leading him when we ask him, you're ready, right? You're good. You're good. You're good. You're all right. You play. And it's funny because it's like for Wanye, man, it's brutal. There's 2 times in the NFL for an NFL player, in my opinion, at least, speaking from never playing the NFL. There's 2 times, especially. I mean, it's always, you should always play your best in the NFL. Okay. It's like your job will be taken in an instant. But there's 2 times, especially when a guy's playing his tip top best he can possibly play to his abilities. In my opinion, it is when you're in a contract year, when the almighty dollar is dangling ahead of you, like a ladder match in wrestling, okay? Or when you sign a vet to probably take your job. It's 2 times. And I forgot what Wanya Morris's contract situation is, but he's certainly got the second one breathing down his neck. So you sign Humphries in, bring him in, and you're pretty much telling him, play better or get replaced. You don't have to even tell him that. Actions speak louder than words, and signing Humphries was like, you're on the clock. You got about a couple weeks till this guy's ready. And then if you're playing great, we're not going to replace you. They wouldn't. If he was playing great, they wouldn't replace him. I don't care how good Humphries it looks in practice. There'd be no reason to, right? If you can improve now with this clock starting, I'm just not sure how much more a guy can actually improve. And it's no insult to him, but we just don't have time for projects. I mean, Princely's playing time would indicate that this year. We're in three-peat mode. Sorry. We're in three-peat mode, and we're not playing around. And it's at the point where we're asking Humphries to, as soon as he can put down the playbook, just to come in and start playing for us off the street out of his Uber. Or Thuney, a guy who hasn't played, I think, a full game of left tackle since the Patriots. He hasn't done it with us yet, right? He's spotted. He's never done it.
He spotted that Bengals game.
But he didn't start. I think he might have started, or he actually might have done more spot duty with the Patriots. But he definitely played more left tackle with Patriots than he's played with us. But for us to say that at this point, rather than play Wanye, I mean, I think the only reason why he even brought up Wanye's name is because in case someone gets hurt, you have to rely on the guy again. You don't want him to think you're totally done with him because you might have to rely on him at some point again. But the fact that it's one or the other over him it's really rough.
Yeah, I mean, Wanye had a shot when they brought him in, like you said, when they brought Humphries in a couple weeks back. He lit a fire under his butt. Hey, man, this guy's coming. He can either be your backup just in case you get hurt, or it could be the guy to come in if you're not playing well. And then last Friday when they stepped in to give Joe Thuney, and that's the thing. It's like we talked about in the post-game show. There was 2 guys that got benched during that game. Nazi got benched, and Wanya Morris got benched in a game that wasn't a blowout. It was a close game till the end. Obviously, the turnover at the end of the game won us the game. But you're getting benched in the middle of a close game like that. It's a rough sled, man. He right away he knew that DJ Humphries is there, and that'll be his job. And Humphries was a Pro Bowler 3 years ago in 2021. So it's like, and he's 30. I keep harping back on that. If Humphries looks decent, gives us a 75 pass block or whatever the PFF grade with his average, that's I mean, is that all part of what Orlando Brown was giving us a couple years back? I don't know. For as far as his PFF blocking grade when he was with us, because if you give us that, we're talking offensive explosion that me and JD always talk about in the show. We're talking about that happening again. I think Dane in the comments earlier said 25-point win, which I hope so. I don't think so, but if DJ Humphries gives us some juice, man, I think sky's the limit for what this offense can be. Because we have the playmakers. We actually have the playmakers that we didn't have last year, minus Rice, of course. But we have the playmakers on that side of the ball. It's not a lack of skill players. We have the skill players. Now it's the left tackle spot and, of course, the right tackle spot, which is that's just a different animal altogether. That's contractual. That's a lot of stuff going on there. They're not benching him anytime soon unless he looks really bad. But
yeah.
I'm seeing a comment here. Appreciate you, Marion. $9.99. contribution. Appreciate you, brother. Really appreciate it, man. You've been day one guy going back to the beginning of the show, man. I really appreciate you. And yeah, I just emailed you back to get your address to send your giveaway from last week. Appreciate that, brother. Mike Brennan, if you fix one side, makes it easier to help the other side. It was infuriating watching KC use 7 blockers versus the Raiders' 4-man rush, and the Raiders still got to Mahomes within 3 seconds. Yeah, I mean, it was a pathetic sight to see.
And you seeing Mahomes' frustration on the field said a lot because he's someone who's tried to keep his emotions at bay in most situations.
Yeah. Yeah, he said it. I think they asked him during his press conference, did you ask the team to bench Wanya Morris? He said, no, I did not ask the team to bench Wanya Morris. I mean, of course he's going to say that. I mean, if he did or not, of course he's going to say that.
Yeah.
All things considered, would it have been better to re-sign Orlando Brown 2 years ago? That's a good question. That's why I asked the question about his pass blocking. Okay. So Orlando overall grade this year is a 58.7 passing, 71.4. Okay, 58.7 overall. He's a 71.4 pass blocking and a 48.2 run blocking. Yeesh, that's awful. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'd rather do this whole DJ Humphries experiment instead of that, because if we paid him what he wanted to be paid and he was giving us that, you'd have the Jawan Taylor problem on both sides. At least with the left side,
we wouldn't have got. I think it was Taylor or Brown at that point.
That's true.
So we'd have this problem on the right side. It'd be flipped. It would just be flipped.
Yeah, and I would say it's easier to find a right tackle, so they say, than a left tackle.
I guess so they say. But the thing is, at least with this, it's easier probably for Thuney just to slide over instead of switching sides too. Right?
Yeah. Well, but at least, I mean, it's so easy to find the right tackle, right? Like Wanye was primarily a right tackle. Kingsley did 1 year of right tackle. You'd be able to find, obviously, we wouldn't be spending a second round pick on a potential left tackle. We'd be spending on other things, and then you can maybe find your right tackle in free agency, like doing what we did with the other guys that have gone on and done great things, like the Wileys of the world. The Wiley was nothing.
Yeah.
We made Wiley. And it's the thing about that's so interesting is the fact that we didn't try to find the next Wiley. We went and paid a right tackle. I mean, your experiment of the right tackle worked. Like, why wouldn't you just replicate that?
And we wanted better.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we wanted better than the left tackle spot. And they thought they could get.
We wanted better at both. We wanted to make a better version of Wiley on the left side and just sign the sure thing on the right side.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be better to spend your money on the left side and draft a tackle on the right side, because a lot of those tackles end up going to the right anyway. I mean, even some of the guys who were drafted high, they're on the right side. Mims is playing right tackle this year.
But that class, was there even like a badass left tackle in that class
this year?
That Jawan Taylor Orlando Brown year. Was there
remember.
even? I remember saying, like, I get where they're going with that.
I know this year's struggled a lot.
The draft class
struggled.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like everyone was wanting us to trade up. No, I mean, I think like 1 or 2 of those guys are playing okay on the left side. I don't even think there's been a lot of standouts. So yeah, I mean, it was just a rough year. So left tackle's gonna be tough. Might have to use that Tennessee pick to move up and get one.
I mean, who knows? But like I said, I'm holding on hope. Maybe I'm being very optimistic about this, but I'm holding on hope that DJ Humphries can be a guy that we can sign for a 2 to 3 year deal. I mean, look, he wanted to come here. He's been on a really crappy team in Arizona, and I feel like that him and D-Hop may stick around for some, a less lucrative deal. Because I mean, Humphries has gotten paid already. He's gotten his big contract.
That matters. This is his last big deal he can get at 31.
Yeah, but I mean,
and like I said earlier, the time that you play your best, those 2 scenarios, Humphries is in one of those scenarios. He got the almighty dollar hanging over his head. If he plays lights out for this next 7-8 games, I mean, money.
Yeah,
he could chase it.
How much is he going to get though? I feel like he's going to get more of what's his name?
You can get a lot on the open market for a left tackle
at 30.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play now. I'm playing a 30 part to benefit myself.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're going to do also. You're like a GM right now. No, you're 30 years old. It doesn't get much easier from here on out.
You're not getting any younger.
It doesn't matter for a good tackle, man.
Yeah.
That's not even old for a tackle.
But also, too, if he can maintain health, I think the Chiefs will want to keep him around, man. I just don't. I think we've seen, obviously Kingsley's young, right? But we've seen the Wanya experience. We've seen the small bits of Kingsley. Do they think they have that future guy, or you stick around with DJ Humphries? I mean, obviously they went to him for a reason. They didn't go back to Donovan Smith, who already knows the system. They went for him, which is why maybe they think they could get a long-term deal hammered out. Maybe. The barbershop, absolutely. Mahomes can't wait. No, Mahomes can't wait. He's so happy Humphries is there, man. Mike Brennan, I want to tell myself it's because Morris is hurt, but he ain't on the injury report. Yeah, we're going to get to the injury report in a second here to talk about it when we preview this game. But, yeah, he's not on the injury report. So, yeah, I think it might be beyond injury-wise. I mean, look, he's a right tackle. The reason why he was 3rd or 4th round pick. He was 3 or 4. Wanye.
I think he was 3.
I mean, yeah, 3rd. I mean, 3rd's a project, man. I mean, the fact that he played as much as he did last year, man. Yeah, he was 3rd round, 92 overall. I mean, he's a project. He's a 3rd round tackle who's playing right primarily in his college career. We moved him over to left, and we expect him to be the guy. I mean, that's the reason why he was a 3rd round grade.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Veach wants to know why it isn't working out as well. Yeah. Trey L, who comes in if Juwan Taylor gets hurt in a game. Oh, that's something, last year was, what's the name? Prince Taka Wanogo. It's going to be what? It's going to be one of those two. It's going to be Kingsley, right? Well, now if DJ Humphries is the guy, it'll be between Wanye and
that's true.
Kingsley. And we'll get a good look at how those guys can be on the right tackle spot if they do want to move on from Juwan Taylor in a year or two. Yeah. Caliendo, no. Caliendo's a guard. I mean, I know he can play a little bit of everything. There's no way they go with him at the right tackle spot. I don't know, but hopefully that doesn't happen because I can't imagine
that in the universe.
Yeah, I can't imagine. We're complaining about the left tackle spot, and Juwan Taylor, he's not bad. I mean, he may not be worth the price tag, but I mean, he's not bad. And I don't want to see what the Wanye or Kingsley experiment is the right tackle at this point. Maybe in the offseason during OTAs we begin that, but right now, I don't want to see that. Super Bowl LV is visually proof of what Pat will look like without a strong line. Yep.
Yeah.
And we saw that. We saw flashes of that during that Black Friday game. We all saw that. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.